What's up, guys? I'm up here in my attached garage, mainly because I kind of have a little bit of a dilemma. I've been working on the 70 the last few days, and it's hot. Like, I went down there today to work on it, and just immediately came up here and just cut my hair off. I was going to cut my beard off. My wife taught me to just trimming it. So, anyways, I have the whole Gen 1 swap down there, and I've also got brand new King race bearings, brand new Gen 2 OEM cams, OEM timing components. I bought all this to build a Gen 2 for an S550 that I had, and I ended up just selling it for more than I paid for it just as a shell. And I'm left over with all this brand new rod bolts. I've got a low mileage set of rods and pistons. So anyways, I've got that Coyote Swap listed for sale, but it's not looking like it's going to do much. So what I've kind of decided to do, I think, is use that swap in my blue S197, which I've recorded some content on that. I think there's one video on my channel, and then there's some content that I haven't posted. So when I was originally working on that car, was probably back in February, is when I decided to go ahead and finish the garage so I could work on it up here. And anyway, long story short, a lot of plans have changed. I'm finally getting back in the swing of getting some projects done. So what I believe I'm going to do now is kind of switch gears off the 70 just for a little bit, mainly because it'll help me build the 70 how I, a little bit more how I want. Because I have like 4,500 bucks tied up in that Coyote Swap. So I believe I'm gonna use it in my blue S197. Kind of finish, do some videos on that, drive it, and then sell it. And that'll give my money back out of the Coyote Swap plus whatever I make on top of that to be able to put back into the 70. Because again, I've already got this stuff up here, Gen 2 NT82. I've got a crank right there. So everything to build the swap, I just need a computer, harness, and like a good clutch. So I'd much rather put that in the 70 because I am going to plan to try and keep the 70 for a little bit to do some content with it. So just giving you a little bit of an update. The videos will kind of probably, co-mingle together here, and we'll kind of transition in the S197 for a little bit. So back working on the trans tunnel in the S197, and all I really have for sheet metal working tools is a fender, like a hammer, like for a fender set, sheet metal set. So as far as like rebuilding the tunnel, it's kind of make a template, get it as close as I can, and use those to kind of massage it into shape. And for the sides, that'll be all right, and for the top it'd probably be all right, but I think I could save some time. This is the only like shell I have sitting around. It's a S550, but I believe what I'm gonna do is come in here and cut as much of the trans tunnel out of there as I can, and more or less try and use the top of it to just go on top, and then on the S197 all I have to fill in will be like the side of the trans tunnel. So that'll kind of cut down on time, hopefully, because I'm trying to have this thing done by next weekend, and it's Monday, so we'll see. just finished up the trans tunnel on the S197, and I went ahead and hit it with a little bit of enamel just to keep it from. It's seam sealed on top. I still am going to do the bottom. I just ran out of seam sealer, but that's it. And the whole reason I ended up having to do this in the first place isn't because anything. It's getting just a Coyote MT82, but this was a parts car I bought a few years ago to do a Coyote swap, and the trans tunnel was already removed out of it. The front end was it was wrecked. So after using what I needed, it sat. I think I sold a door off of it, and actually this was like the first car I ever did any kind of fabrication work on. And there's a lot of things now I'd have done differently. I ended up using a piece of a S550 trans tunnel, and now that S550 back there is usually what I throw all my scrap in, so it's been full forever. Or I'd have probably just cut the trans tunnel out of that originally and not even did any sheet metal. But since I'd already started here a few, I don't know, however long ago, and I just used some square tubing to do like a outline, and I had a piece of square tubing running inwards on both sides. Turns out I didn't even need that. I just went ahead and left this one because it was already I'd already welded some sheet metal on it, but I did remove the one off that side. So yeah, like I said, some stuff I'd probably change now if I were to do it over, but I kind of just went with what I was already doing and made it work. I don't, it shouldn't be any issues. At the end of the day, I just need it sealed up. And I did go and use the bolts that go, these two here. That's where the shifter mounts. Whenever I tack welded that piece in, I had the shifter bolted up, so can just use the factory shifter mount. I'd say from here, then I think the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get it running. I gotta pull the trans off, put the clutch on and all that. Probably go ahead and stick the motor and trans in. And I have a body harness for S197. I'm just going to go ahead and use it, I believe. May even thin it out some and kind of just use what I need, but since I already have it, I might as well use it. So at the end of the day, I may not have everything done this week because fabrication takes a long time, and I'm not by any means the best one in the world, not even close. So I know enough to get by and make it work. So the next goal will be to get it running and driving. And my air compressor broke, so I got to figure something out about that before I can even bend any tube, which I'm going to need to do for the rear and the front. So I think a year or two ago, I'd stopped at Pull Apart to get some parts. I actually cut a core support off of a S197, so I'm going to use it to line the front end up and just probably use some tube to connect it to here and then do some down bars to there. But it'll basically be like a tube here to like a factory S197 core support. That way it'll be super easy for the headlights to bolt up, and you name it. I believe I'm putting the S550 subframe in here, so I even will be able to run, by using the core support that way, I'll even be able to use the factory radiator mounts. So I don't know how far off the S197 and S550 radiator mounts are, because I believe all I have over there is the S197 radiator, so that's probably what I'm going to put in here. The factory gas tank isn't going to work, but just because of the there. So I'm going to have to order a fuel cell, and it's going to go in the back. But at the end of the day, like I'm not even probably at the age there. That's all it's probably going to get. Originally, I was going to cut this roof off, do the other bars, and weld it from the top, just because where I chose to mount the cage itself, it's kind of hard to drop down. Again, that's the first one I ever built. So I don't even want to fool with it, to be honest. And I accidentally hit my good S197. I had a good roof panel off of the 70 body swap car there, and I actually hit it with my trailer, so I don't have that anymore. So I don't even think I'm gonna fool with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and weld the half cage in like it sits. May do a down bar for like the door, but that's it. It's not going to be legal for any competition anyway, because it's the way I've changed suspension pickup points. So I'm just going to throw the half cage in there. Like I said, maybe a down bar, just so no matter where it's at, you could get some tandems as long as you have door bars for the most part. It'll just kind of be a fun car, which I'll be real with you. I don't plan on keeping it. I'm going to go do an event or two in it, and I really just want to get this powertrain gone, get my money out of it, so I can do the Gen 2 swap in the 1970 there. And that is the whole reason for finishing this car, to be honest. It will be cool though to kind of see how it feels and having all the anti-squat adjustment with the top link. And my angle bracket should be here the 1st of June, which again is why I think I'm gonna go ahead and toss the S550 suspension on here, and I can test the billet. It's a billet aluminum 7075 billet aluminum knuckle adapter for that angle kit. So, and then after that, we'll put it up for sale and get back on the 70. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.